Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. I am so grateful that you're here. And I think that if you have a surplus of certain things, you'll be glad that you're here as well. I do have a playlist called Use It, Don't Store It. And I think that, I don't know, is it a coincidence that every time I have been thrifting and done a thrift haul video and then wondered, what am I going to do with some of this stuff, that I begin thinking about use it, don't store it. So, you know, if you saw the, and it's probably, I really do have to learn how to link videos on those end screens. Still don't know how to do it. Haven't really tried, to be honest. Anyway, I had a video a while back where I was organizing all my gift wrap. And it is a thing to behold. I could probably wallpaper this whole room and still have some left. So I will be putting together packages, I think, in my coffee shop and on the Maker's Market. But until then, I've got a lot of gift wrap to work with. Another thing I have a lot of are old business cards. And I'm not talking about, where did I put it? Oh, a vintage card like this that, you know, was probably in a book or something. I'm talking about my own cards. And you can see that sometimes, like, why order 100 cards if you can order like 250 or 500 or whatever? So needless to say, a lot of cards. So it occurred to me that I love the idea of an ATC, which stands for Artist Trading Cards. So gift wrap, business cards, which are pretty well 2 inches by 3.5, which I think is either the actual size or very close to the conventional size of a artist trading card. So why not combine the two? Plus use up some stuff that's on my desk anyway. In other words, use it, don't store it. So just to prove that it doesn't matter how beautiful, difficult, challenging gift wrap might be, this is a good way to use it up, because like typical collage, it is not going to be apparent for long what a person started out with. So what I did, just to save some time prior to starting the camera, was I ripped off a chunk of each of those three I know, I'm going to be saying wallpaper all afternoon, or all through the video. I ripped off pieces of gift wrap, laid them face down, and this is just some parchment paper. I don't know, somehow I thought it was going to be messier than it was, so I thought I'd protect my surface. And so anyway, what I did was lay the gift wrap down, glue the printed side of the business card, and I only did the wrong side once, so, you know, a little pat in the back. And then using my glue stick, glued them down to the back side, the white side of the wrapping paper. So then, and of course, because I wanted to make my point, I did a few of 3 different papers. Now, the chances are, if you decide to replicate this idea at home, you're going to do a lot more with the same paper, and it'll make the decorating easier. So basically what I did then was I cut out one of each of the cards. Let's see. Yes, you can still see. And then just to further fool my mind, okay, so the one says happy birthday. I turned the card upside down. I don't want to be influenced or swayed by what that might be, what it was originally. Likewise with this clown. So by having him upside down, it automatically already tricks the brain into thinking, oh, it isn't what I thought it was. And then I just gathered up a few scraps that were nearby. Now, you may see that some of this paper, especially, like, not only did I buy a lot of cards, I bought embossed cards. Oh, yes. So there is some texture there, which is okay. Here on this one, you can see a bit of the writing, but that's okay. We're going to be covering it up anyway. So I kind of pre-grouped some things because I know that that's one of the things that makes a video probably last too long, is the decision making. So I started with this burgundy one. Of course, I love burgundy. I had this dog fussy cut. I had this off something that I thrifted. Book guts, they're always kicking around somewhere, despite the fact that I clean them up periodically. So then I thought, okay, let's just decorate. Now, again, I think the intent, or at least when I've seen other people, make a bunch of artists, ATCs, they tend to do a whole bunch at the same time because, number one, who's going to fool around making one? And number two, who is going to, you want some continuity. And as I said earlier, you wanted to make it easy to decorate. Now, for demonstration purposes here, I am doing the opposite of what I'm telling you to do or suggesting you do, which is doing one by one, which means, see, no, I don't really want that visible there, so I better cover it up. So that makes it more challenging because I had to find something that works on this background, something works on this background, something works on this background. Whereas if I was really doing this, on my own, I'd be a little more efficient and clever about how I do it. Now, I think that is cute as can be all by itself. So let's just quickly glue it down. I hope this art glitter glue is going to work on this meshy stuff. Not that many surfaces to actually grab the glue, but I will probably, excuse me, when this is over and done with, round the corners as well. So we'll put the let's just stick with our glitter glue because it's quick. Round the corners because I tend to like that better. And this, of course, is something that I just stamped on, some kind of paper that I liked, I guess. Oh, maybe this has to come down a bit. Or I can lift that up. And using, I'm sure that's probably the mulberry color from, not Stays On. What's the other one? Oh, Ranger's Archival Ink. Oh, I better cover up my glue stick if I'm not using it. Anyway, I hope, whoa, I almost dropped him jam side down. I hope that you're well. I hope you're crafting your little heart out, doing whatever it is that, you're being called to do. Whether it's organizing or, oh, that almost looks dumb with his forehead being covered there. I might have to rip that off a bit. Oh, let's get that tongue over a little. Oh, it worked. And this is starting to look a little bit like a hat. So let's Yeah, I'm not sure that that's kind of an unintended consequence. Still pretty cute though. I'm going to leave that as it is. Cover this up, show you that, oh, I know. I also wanted to use one of these flowers. Probably going to need Fabri-Tac for that. And I refilled my bottle and I added some, oh, what is that stuff called that you can add when it's to thin it out? So I'm just cutting one blossom off this little silk thing here. And let's see if I guess I don't really care if I took that little plastic thing out. Let me have a better look at this. Yeah, I can't, oh my goodness, I can't get at it for one thing. I can't really trim much off here without the whole thing breaking apart. So let's not. But maybe I need to offset that again so it doesn't look like all this is on his head. Okay, too much fooling around. And if I find, when I reconsider this later after we're done, if I find that it's bugging me, I will add something else. I mean, this, that price sticker does look a little bit like a moon, a full moon, so I could put one other element against it, I'm sure, and it would be a-okay. And of course, I will trim this so it's flush. Pretty cute. I might have to add something white though, just to, or the other thing I can do, easier, tone that white down a bit just with my dry brush. See how that automatically unifies that? Okay, good. One down, 2 to go. I have the least stuff picked out for this one, so maybe we'll leave it for last. And in the meantime, pray for inspiration. Okay, this clown, lots of colors going on. I didn't want to move heaven and earth to try to find something that really, you know, goes with it. So I thought, well, maybe I just cover morph it up. This is some kind of, I don't know, like tissue paper, but you can maybe tell it's got tones to it. I think part of that is fading from the sun. So the first thing, obviously, if I cover up that guy, that now upside down clown, well, let's put the glue on this thing. It shouldn't tear, I don't think. And maybe I will just deliberately scrunch a little bit just to add some additional texture. I probably didn't put any, whoops, not enough glue there. You know, that's the challenge always. Enough glue to make it hold without oozing out and kind of soiling everything around it. And having way too much and then wondering about how to clean it up after the fact. And of course, if you see me go outside of camera, it's just because I am using my handy dandy AMA magazine as a glue book. I guess the beauty too of using glue stick, or it would also work with our glitter glue. I mean Fabri-Tac at a much higher price though, is the idea that you've got a little play time before it really grabs. And it tends to be slippery so that you can, oh, see, I just threw that away. But what if I need, let's fish that out of my little basket. What if I need something to, in fact, let's just do that. Let's do that right now. Have a link between those two areas. It also is going to make that look less like a balloon. And again, just doing a wee bit of scrunching so that that too looks similar to what we have down below. Okay, so I also have, oh, I have I have my usual not cutting mat, but you know, kitchen thing. And it's right on the connection. That's why it keeps tipping over. Okay, this was something you've seen it before during my stamping video. Obviously, I was trying out some new stamps. Wasn't thrilled with the results, so didn't immediately, you know, put them away and use them somewhere else. It's kind of nice that this gray lettering back here sort of echoes the purple gray in the this stuff that I just glued down. Now there's that orange there. Do I care about that? This is a bit of photo paper. Now if you happen to catch the video where I played for the very first time with alcohol inks, you know that I had some less than remarkable results. But I thought, well, okay, we've got some pink happening here. So maybe just to not cover as much. Oh, see, I should have torn that the other way. Then I'd have more of the white showing. That's also how the piece gets almost too small for what you intend. Okay, so I can put that there, and I'm not really covering up too much of this because I like it. Maybe I'll put it higher rather than lower, have a little bit of that peeking out. I can move this down a bit, have a little, again, I don't know, that orange could be a problem, so. But orange and pink are like right up my alley, so I don't care. I don't care. And maybe I find an additional orange item, maybe not right this second, maybe not during this video, but at some future point, find an orange element to add to that. And I hope that what this proves to you, or demonstrates to you, that fingers are slippery, that no matter how you may not like your base element, don't rule it out. Don't think, you know, don't throw out the baby with the bathwater, because chances are you're going to end up with something that you really like, or maybe hate less, if you just hang in there and keep working and keep, you know, become analytical, become not critical in the sense that, oh, I'm a bum, I don't know what I'm doing, and why do I even waste my time and my supplies? Not that kind of critical. I mean critical in the analytical sense, that where you look at it with the eye of a critic. And again, I'm not somebody who's ripping you to shreds, but let me stop saying critic and let me just say, look at it with an analytical eye, diagnose the problem, and solve it, figure it out. I probably don't have a focal point. I did also find another bunch of fibers, you know, look and you shall just find, that were kicking around. So I kind of picked the ones that I thought sort of work here. I will glue these down. And again, I don't know, this probably isn't finished. Maybe that's a job for Fabri-Tac, but a very teeny amount. So in this case, it does feel like probably need, you know, to keep searching a bit for a focal point. Now the disadvantage, like this will obviously hold because I did put a fair bit. I don't know what this tool is, but I'll use it. I did put a fair bit down. The disadvantage with this is that, yes, it dries clear, but it also dries shiny. So now clearly that's enough, excuse me, enough glue to hold it. But I still think it needs a focal point. And who knows, maybe that's just a, excuse me, maybe that's just a flower. Maybe that's a bow. Maybe that's, oh, maybe I should just look through my little box of, although I wouldn't want you to have to, that introduces green, which we don't have, but I think it's common knowledge that flowers always have some greenery. Look at that guy. There's some mauve there, that might work. If I did the columbine, I wouldn't need that stem necessarily. Anyway, sorry guys, you can see that this was not entirely planned. Have I ever told you how much I love alstroemeria? The only thing that, again, I've said that before. Oh, and I also have these guys. But I think it's too late to use anything like that. These are just little decorative corners. Now, obviously, I would get a lot closer to it. That has to wait for another one. Maybe I commit to using these on some of the other cards, ATCs. I guess that yellow may be the best. Okay, let me fussy tear this and see what I think. I could gray this or pink this up a bit just with a brush, blending brush. But it's pretty hard to imagine it when it's so much bigger than the spot available. So we'll see if this helps it, excuse me, helps it, makes it easier to decide. That's not too bad. Let's save both your time and mine and just see if we can pick up. What is... No, that's blue. Oops, I dare not move my little ceramic thing because I will have a collapse of some sort. Let's see. That could probably work if I just very gingerly kind of try to hit the white spots. Just to knock back the color a bit and make the contrast less stark. And again, I didn't pull out an ink pad to do either one of these things. Yeah. Okie dokie. Maybe art glitter glue for this one since it's now lumpy bumpy. Oh, jam side down, peanut butter side down. Yeah, that is kind of lumpy under there, but it's, you know, those wispy little threads do add some dimension and some interest. And again, I don't believe that I have a Posca pen in orange, but that would be an option for, you know, maybe adding a few dots here or something. It would have to be a pen like that to have enough. Oh, and I also had this. Probably too late for this, unless I... Oh, no, but you don't put a... Forget it. Okay, and on this one, all I have so far, and you know what? I found this recently. This was... Who knows where or when I got it. Some gummed stickers. So in other words, you'd have to lick it to make it stick. That I printed one of my digitals on. So all I did was detach one of these, one label, from there, sort of tear around 3 edges to give a more interesting edge. Some similar, now I did have a little wad of, you know, book page here, or little scraps, paper scraps, stuff like that. But I definitely wouldn't introduce gray, although I suppose that reads as gray. Oh, never say never. This music is too yellow in comparison. And then I just thought, okay, this is close, but maybe this is close too. I might have to use some of that. So basically, I had this bit with a bit of text on it. This was all I had established so far. And I defy you to tell me what these other little colored marks mean. You can't. You can't. I just know you can't. Don't know what this came from, but you can see that it's got some discoloration. And it does sort of tie in that what is looking like gray on that digital. And we probably, you know, when doing something like this, we don't want to divide the area into thirds, because then that's going to look like, no imagination there, boy, oh boy. So that's why I'm playing around a bit with how much shows. So maybe I do something like that and then can play up with a focal point. Again, maybe we have to pull out a flower of some kind. Not that these are the greatest ones to be looking through, but it's what is handy here. I don't think we want to do a chicken. I mean a rooster. Anyway, let's get that glued down and then reassess. Okay. I'm going to, or do I want this more like that? No. So I'm just going to use the glue stick here. I will, just as I'm working and getting close to the end here, remind you, suggest to you, ask you that you check out my coffee shop and choose to follow. I have a birthday, a milestone birthday coming up in March, beginning of March, and still working out, the details. But I do know that being a follower on coffee is going to be one of the requirements. So you might as well get a head start on that. I'll also remind you that there are freebies there. I haven't had my coffee page for long, so there aren't that many freebies yet. But I do upload more just as the spirit moves me and as I have an opportunity. It's February, of course, as I'm taping this, and I am, again, don't misinterpret or hear something I'm not saying, but I am really glad that Junk Journal January is over, because it felt like a bit of an obligation, that because I had made the commitment to myself and to you, and frankly, it was kind of nice to have to know that, yeah, I did it, and hey, next. I suppose the other thing I could do to add a wee bit of interest to this maybe a little too similar. Oh, you know what? I had... Oh. Sorry, guys. I have this bag, so I can transport it from office to bedroom, from bedroom to office, from car to bedroom to office, and clear bags so that it's apparent what is in here. That is too bright. So I have some fussy cut elements in here. I have maybe a signature page, but I also have things that I could, hey, that might be good. Do you see how that pulls up that brownie? And you know what I should do, just to, again, make my life simple? Okay, I'm going to stop looking, because what is the point? I found something that will work. What happens if I pull out my punches? And I only have the two right here within reach, the 1 inch and the 5/8. 5/8 would probably do that little bud there quite nice. Oh, let's see what a 1 inch will look like. Maybe if I do the smaller. Oh yeah. Now I can get in with this one. Oh yeah. Maybe less green, more white. Offset it. See if I need to find another punch for the... Okay, so we'll do the same. Is this the color? We'll gray this down a bit. Oh, see, and in the process, it kind of inks up the edge too, without me even trying very hard. Let's do this little guy. And whoa, creased it. And you can see that I minimized the amount of green. So I could do that. I can hide the green altogether. And by grouping them together, it makes the impact greater than if I had this guy here and this guy here. Big deal. Big deal. But the question remains, what would I get out of this? Well, that would be fine. So what if I don't get the edge of the petals? 1 second. Let me get a bigger punch. Because the disadvantage there is that those guys would be the same. How many 1 inch punches do I have? If those two guys are the same size, this is 1.5 inches. Like if I cut it as close to the edge of the page as I can and get rid of as much green as I can. And if it turns out that this is too big, then I can always run it off the edge of the page. Okay, let's gray this one up too. So, you know, we got a little bogged down here maybe with the decorating, but let's not lose sight of the whole point of this video, which was, oh, see, if I run it off the corner like that, I can get rid of both bits of green. Okay, but I have to do the others first. Whoopsie. Okay, we'll put that guy right there opposite light and with that O showing. Opposite light and with the O showing. Anyway, the reason I got up and went to get the other punch is because 2 circles the same size would have kind of not been as effective as this. So I'm just going to glue this down. We'll trim and hopefully get rid of most of the green. Okay, where's the edge of that card? That should probably, now let's not get the back all dirty with my sticky fingers. I will need to use my glue picker-upper, but I want to see if I got rid of most of the green. Anyway, I started to say we got bogged down with the decorating, not bogged down, but, you know, distracted by the decorating. And, like, I think that's really cute. Maybe what we need is a sentiment there in black. But the whole point here was to use up, you know, use it, don't store it. Use up gift wrap. Use up old business cards. I'm sure I'm not the only one in the world who has business cards that are sitting around. You know, maybe you were some kind of a high-priced, high-power executive in your previous life and came away with your business cards because they're no good to anybody else. Like, I think those are pretty darn cute. And I'm happy. And I used up gift wrap and some business cards. And of course I have, you know, 9 more to decorate plus millions more opportunities. So by all means, if you have the oh, and of course, I'm negligent in pointing out that it doesn't have to be business cards. It could be clothing tags. It could be playing cards. It could be anything sort of that shape that and size that you have a surplus of. It could be, and there's nothing magical about this size. Maybe you don't want or need artist trading cards. Maybe what you'd rather have are journaling cards. And of course, there's nothing that says that these can't be journaling cards. I wonder, now that I'm looking at them, I'm wondering if the actual proportions, if the actual dimensions for an ATC are two by 3. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter one little bit. Although I probably will Google it after the fact. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.